Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a world of enchanted forests, glittering castles, and age-old wisdom. We're going to explore a story you might think you know, but we'll uncover the hidden layers and surprising truths tucked within its pages. Grab a cozy blanket, a warm drink, and get ready to journey with us into the heart of a timeless fairy tale. Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between rolling green hills and a vast shimmering sea, there lived a young woman named Elara. She wasn't a princess locked in a tower or a damsel waiting for a prince. Elara was a cartographer's apprentice, her fingers perpetually smudged with ink, her heart filled with a desire to map the unknown corners of the world. Her master, a kind but frail old man, had always spoken of a legendary place, the Sunken Garden, a place of impossible beauty said to hold a flower that bloomed with the light of a captured star. Most believed it was just a myth, a fanciful tale for children. But Elara, she saw the longing in her master's eyes and decided she would be the one to find it. Her journey began not with a royal decree, but with a simple hand-drawn map pieced together from forgotten scrolls and sailors' whispers. It led her first to the Whispering Woods, a forest where the trees were so ancient they were said to murmur secrets to those who listened closely. It was here she met a peculiar companion, a fox with fur the color of autumn leaves and eyes as bright as polished amber. He didn't speak in words, of course, but he seemed to understand her quest. He would nudge her pack when she strayed from the path and lead her to hidden springs of fresh water. Elara learned that in the wild, guidance often comes in the most unexpected forms. Days turned into weeks. Elara and the fox navigated treacherous mountain passes and crossed roaring rivers on bridges woven from living vines. They faced challenges that tested her courage and her cleverness. One evening, they found their path blocked by a grumpy mountain troll who demanded a toll, not of gold or jewels, but of a story he'd never heard before. Thinking quickly, Elara didn't tell him a grand epic. Instead, she told him the simple story of her life, of the smell of ink and old paper, of her master's gentle teachings, and of her dream to map the world. The troll, who had only ever heard tales of battles and kings, was so moved by her honest tale that he not only let them pass but also pointed them toward a hidden shortcut. Elara realized that our own personal stories hold a unique power, a currency more valuable than any treasure. Following the troll's advice, they soon arrived at the edge of a vast, tranquil lake. According to her map, the Sunken Garden lay somewhere beneath its glassy surface. But how could she reach it? As she pondered this puzzle, a flock of silver-winged cranes descended upon the shore. The lead crane, larger and more graceful than the rest, approached her. It seemed to be waiting. Remembering the lesson from the troll, Elara didn't demand help. Instead, she shared her water and the last of her bread with the birds. In gratitude for her kindness, the cranes began to sing a haunting, melodic tune. The water of the lake swirled and parted, revealing a glowing spiral staircase of coral and pearl leading down into the deep. With the fox by her side, Elara descended into the breathtaking Sunken Garden. It was a world of silent wonder. Bioluminescent plants cast a soft, ethereal glow on crystalline structures, and schools of iridescent fish swam through the air like living jewels. In the very center of the garden, just as the legends described, was a single flower. Its petals were made of pure light, pulsing with a gentle, warm energy, the starlight bloom. It was more beautiful than anything she could have ever imagined. She reached out, not to pluck it, but just to feel its warmth. She knew this beauty wasn't something to be owned or captured. As her fingers brushed against a petal, the light from the flower didn't just shine. It flowed into her, filling her mind with visions. She saw the creation of the stars, the forming of the mountains, and the intricate, interconnected web of all life. She understood that the garden's magic wasn't in the flower itself, but in the journey to find it. The true treasure was the wisdom she had gained, the friendships she had forged, and the courage she had discovered within herself. The map wasn't just to a place. It was a map to her own potential. Carefully, Elara took out her parchment and inks. But instead of mapping the garden's location, she began to draw the whispering woods, the grumpy troll, the kind cranes, and the clever fox. She mapped the story, not the destination. When she finally ascended from the lake, the waters closed behind her, leaving no trace of the staircase. The garden would remain a secret, waiting for the next person with a pure heart and an adventurous spirit to seek it. When Elara returned to her village, she was no longer just an apprentice. She was a storyteller, a traveler, a woman who had seen the wonders of the world. She presented her master not with the starlight bloom, but with her beautifully illustrated map of the journey. He looked at it, his eyes shining with tears, and he understood. He saw the fox, the troll, the cranes. He saw her courage and her kindness. He told her, "My dear Elara, you didn't just find a myth. You brought its lesson back to us. The greatest discoveries are not the places we find on a map, but the changes we find within ourselves." And so Elara became the kingdom's most celebrated cartographer, but her maps were different from any others. They didn't just show rivers and mountains. They showed the paths of kindness, the bridges of understanding, and the hidden troves of courage that lie within every journey. Her story reminds us that the fairy tale isn't about finding a magical destination. It's about the magic we find along the way, in the friends we make, the challenges we overcome, and the person we become in the process. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey today. I hope this story brought a little bit of magic into your day. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. Let me know in the comments what lesson you took from Elara's story. Until next time, keep searching for the magic in your own journey.